Hello and welcome to CarNex. Today in our showroom we have a 2017 Mazda 3 GT for you. It's a one-owner vehicle with no accidents and just a little over 37,000 kilometers on the dash. Let's take a quick look around the outside and then we'll take it out for a test drive. First things first, let's look at the tires. These are Dunlop SP 5000 Sports. They have about 80% tread left on them for the front and rear. And if you look in there, you can see the brakes, and you have about 70% left on the pads and rotors. Now this car does have a few minor imperfections on this side of the vehicle. If you look over here, you can see a tiny little scratch on the fender and a tiny little scratch on the mirror as well. And if you walk around to the back, there is a small dent just about here. And it's not something you're going to see from about 5 feet away, but it is there. Now let's walk around to the back, pop the trunk and check out the space. Now as you can see, it's not the largest trunk, but you do have a spare tire in here and a jack as well. And you always have the option of pulling on these, and that should flip the back seats down, just like this. There's one, and there is two. And now if you were to move the front seats up, these would lay down flat, and you would have a much larger trunk space. Let's close this up and walk around to the other side. Now on this side of the car, you just have one tiny little stone chip on the quarter panel. It's right about here. And aside from that, this side of the vehicle is perfectly fine. Now, let's go ahead inside and check out some of the features in there. All right, moving on to the interior of the Mazda 3. Let's take a quick look at the dash. You've got 37,723 kilometers on there. Let's take a quick look at the infotainment system. In terms of entertainment, you're going to be looking at AM/FM radio, Pandora, a Bluetooth connection, and of course you do have the option for a USB and an aux connection as well. Moving on from there, you've got your heated steering wheel, heated seats, both driver and passenger side, and you've got 3 levels of control for those, which is pretty nice. Below that, you have a dual climate control system, and what that means is the temperatures on either side of the car can be separate. So for example, if your passenger is feeling like 28 degrees and you're feeling like 31 degrees, you have the option to adjust that individually. Below there, you will see the aux and the USB connections that I mentioned earlier, as well as a SD card slot. Over here, you've got your infotainment controls, volume controls, and if you slide this back, you actually have 2 cup holders. And on top of that, if you close this up and open this, you have some more storage space. This tray comes out like this, and then here you've got your 12-volt charging port as well. And looking at the back seats, you do have 2 cup holders there as well. If you flip this down, you can see them right there. Now looking at the steering wheel, you've got your cruise control, volume control, and looking to the left of that, you've got your traction control, TPMS, and power mirrors. And if you look at the mirrors, there is no visual cue for blind spot monitoring, but this car does come equipped with it, and it's actually a sound cue, which you will be able to see right over here. If I go into settings, safety, and you've got blind spot monitoring system, so you can actually adjust the warning volume of that as well. And what that does is essentially, if there's a car in your blind spot right over there, the car will warn you with an audible sound to not change lanes to that side. Now let's go ahead and put it into drive, take it out for a quick spin. Now, one thing I did forget to mention actually is if you look up here, you do have a fully powered sunroof. Now, as we make the right turn onto the street here, we're going to try and get up to speed. This is the GT model, so you do have the upgraded engine, which is a 2.5 liter over the standard 2 liter, making you about 185 horsepower and 185 pounds of torque. So not too bad. As we're making a turn into our plaza, we're going to go over some speed bumps and we'll be able to see just how the car deals with that. Here's the first one coming right up. Not too bad. Pretty quiet in here. And of course, if you have any more questions about this car or you want a detailed virtual tour, do visit us at CARNEX.CA, send us an email or give us a call, and we'll be able to book you in for a test drive. Now, our test drive is over, and if you guys liked the video, please like, favorite, and subscribe. It does help us promote the sale and helps us bring you new inventory in the future. Thank you for watching.